Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Anything Bagel. We are all like cozy here under blankets. It's been freezing cold here in Michigan.
Yeah,
Like
have to be cozy.
freezing cold. So we got the fireplace going. We got the Christmas tree lit.
Yeah,
We are like
have sweatshirts on,
shirts on.
blanket.
Yeah, so
It's
it's
just the
winter.
season.
Winter in Michigan.
Yeah,
When it's been 25 below zero, wind chill. Yeah. So
it's not fun.
no, but we're excited you're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
episode 2.
Or season 2.
Yeah,
Season 2, episode 14.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anything Bagel. And this week we're back to our regular way we do this, which we
Yes.
draw out of a hat to find out what our topic is going to be for this episode.
Yep.
So it has been a while since we've done one of these.
Yep.
So all right.
So you want to draw?
Okay, I'll draw, and then we'll try to remember next time.
We'll see if we can remember.
We'll see if we can remember. So
Not
we're not very good at that. So okay, so here we go. And by the way, if you would like to have a topic talk about,
comment below.
Comment below, and we will add the topic to our
To the hat.
to our hat. So
And somebody already did that last season, and we drew it.
we did.
And
Yes, we did.
talked
And
about it.
And it was a good.
Yeah,
It was a really
I
good
liked
one.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right. So
okay.
drum roll. All right. Navigating relationships.
Oh, how convenient.
If
you watch
How convenient.
episode before,
Yes, we.
the episode before this was kind of
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah.
Navigating relationships. This is
Episode number 13 was on the book that we were reading, The Let Them Theory. So yes, I was definitely on navigating relationships. So
this is a deep one.
it is a deep one.
Hmm.
All right.
This
so
could mean a lot of things. Navigating.
Yes, it could.
Yeah.
Because it could be work relationships, like romantic relationships, family relationships, relationships with kids,
Yeah.
neighbors, all kinds
Yeah.
of things.
Your best friend.
Right.
Well, where do we start with?
we could go into the whole, because it along with the Let Them theory of there was that chapter on adult friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was really inspiring to just go out and meet new people. Not necessarily, you don't have to be friends with everybody you meet, but I really liked just, complimenting somebody at the coffee shop. And if you go to the same place every day and you notice the same person, like, why not say, hey, how are you? Or how long have you lived here? And I liked that because more connections, you never know where those connections can take you or how they can be benefit you or not benefit you, or where you could learn from them, listen to your gut intuition when you meet new people. So,
But kind of like putting yourself out there, because you're never going to meet new people and develop new friendships and relationships if you don't go places and do things and meet people. And one of her things was like, if you go to the same coffee shop all the time and you just start asking people, how long have you lived here? What's your name?
yeah.
And then she would like put it in her phone to
That's
try to remember
really
that
good
this
idea.
person that, looks like this or wears that hat or whatever, this person's name is such and such.
Yeah.
Because if you're like me, it takes me a few times
I would,
until I remember the names. But, and she talked a lot about, how it's so different when we're adults and developing those relationships. Because when we're kids and we're like, say, school age kids or whatever.
Yeah, it was
for the most part, we're put into situations all the time where we're meeting people. We go to school,
the sport, youth group, and I liked that.
Church and all that kind of thing. It's like, but then as adults, we get, busy with our work life and our home life that we aren't put into those situations unless we put ourselves into them, to meet other people.
Yeah.
So.
And your work relationships, I mean, they're work relationships and those are your coworkers, but you really should, not that those don't count, but like if you want to meet new people or make new friends as an adult, you really should put yourself out there. Don't try to like sell yourself short and just count the work people as your friends, because that's also kind of like a school relationship where you're put in that situation. So those people are somewhat like-minded because you obviously are working at the same place. So going out and meeting new people
will like broaden your horizons and stuff.
And it's so easy with Facebook and the events in your town. Look on Facebook for one to find new events, but go to your local chamber's website, the Visitors Bureau website.
And then actually go do the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the part that's hard. And it's harder for some people than it is for others. Some people are very social, and it's not that hard. But for other people, I mean, it really is something that you have to like do. You know?
Even just committing to one thing.
And finding somebody else that, that you can get to go do that with you, at least for the first time, sometimes is a way to, stick your foot in the water and, So, my sister-in-law and I were going to go play bingo yesterday, but it got canceled because we have Michigan weather. But we were going to go do something different, just to get ourselves out there.
And I was looking forward to the stories.
I know.
I knew it was going to.
Well, we're going to try bingo next week. And so then maybe I'll have some stories. I'll have some relationship stories. That. But also, I mean, even with your family and stuff, sometimes we do get so busy in our life, and so making that time to spend time with people in your family.
I was doing my calendar audit and I really liked it. I was like, okay, more of this, or make sure I keep scheduling or doing that, because we have something coming up with our family pretty soon and I'm excited about it.
I know.
Or if you need to reconnect with your family, just do a game night. Or it doesn't need to be elaborate.
Right. Yeah. I've just been going over and I've been really enjoying just spending time with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. We hang out and we talk and maybe we watch a football game. And our aunt happens to live there too. So I get, that connection and stuff too. But I've just been trying to do that more.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed when my parents lived in Florida. It felt like I had more of that kind of time with them when I would go down there because I didn't have other things to do and I had my job and that kind of a thing. And I really enjoyed that time of just spending time with them. So just visiting and So, and let's see.
This could be like navigating relationships with anything. Food.
This is
exercise.
True. This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
There's a lot here. Because I am reading another book.
Lucas really wants that.
Yeah. Poor boy.
The dog.
Sorry, distraction.
There you go.
Okay, hold the thought. Oh, I was reading a book about habits, and the one thing was, like now, if you needed to, you do need to switch how you think about. People are always like, okay, I'm going to use this as an example because it's the new year. People are always going to lose weight in the new year. But our brains are very emotional. So they're always going to go with what's easy, what's pleasurable. So switching your mindset to what is going to make me happy about this, or like what is going to be easier about this situation, or make sure you address the things that are going to be hard about losing weight. The exercise, you're going to be sore. It's a pain in the butt to schedule it in your day. But if you reframe it, first address those things, but reframe it to find out what's going to be pleasurable in the end of that. Oh, I'm going to like how I look. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to like the relationship with myself. So.
Yeah, because that's an important relationship too. I'm throw that down there. That relationship that we have with ourselves. Is, a relationship that we need to learn to navigate and be more true to ourselves, which I talked about, last episode too. But like you said, developing a healthy relationship with food.
Yeah. I like that.
I mean, you're right that there are all kinds of different kinds of relationships that we could talk about, but developing a healthy relationship with food that, food is fuel for your body.
Yeah. It's a big topic in the United States right now.
It is.
Because we have a lot of negative things in our foods. Just eating more healthy, whole foods.
Right.
Foods
that make you feel good.
Yeah. For me, I cut out pop a really long time ago. I only have pop once in a while. And it's just, even when I'm craving a pop now, I've just reframed that. Like, I just don't want that in my body. I don't want it. Like, it's not going to make me feel good. I'm going to feel like crap.
Right.
Once I finish drinking the whole pop, that you
diet
suck down food.
So, yeah. And the aspartame in it isn't good for you. Or it's not good for me anyway. I shouldn't say for everybody, but at least for me, it isn't good for me.
Yeah.
And the less pop, when I cut pop out too, the less I drank it, the less I wanted it. The more I drank water, the more I crave water.
Yeah.
And it's the same with sugar. When I started cutting sugar out, we have a dog crying in the background here. What's he mad about? So not sure what to do about that. But anyway, the less sugar I eat, the less sugar I crave.
Yeah.
And my body feels better.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I totally have cut out sugar either. It's just I don't eat it like I used to.
Yeah.
So now I have like something like, I like licorice. Yeah. So that's something that I keep in the house. And when I want something like that, I'll eat a piece of licorice.
And not beat yourself up over it.
Right. Yeah. And then I'm good.
Yeah.
But, developing, that healthy relationship with food is so important.
To address that in navigating any type of relationship, when you start to change it or set a boundary or cut something out, it's always going to be hard. And your brain is always going to be against it at first.
Right.
We just need to know that going in. If you set a boundary, the other person's going to be mad, or you're going to feel bad because you want the candy bar. Nothing's easy. Your brain wants easy, though. Just noting that when you're changing things, it's because your knee-jerk reaction is going to be easy. Our brains are although complex, they're also very simple. They want the easy way. We're meant to keep us alive. And then,
Yeah. And when we change, like you were saying, when we change something about ourselves, it sometimes is like rocks the boat in our relationship with other people, because there's oftentimes, people who want to develop a healthy relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
Either they have to completely cut it out or not have as much.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that is something that they have in common with other people. So that's something that they do together. And so when one person says, well, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm only going to have one or two, it changes the dynamic of the relationship. And then you have to kind of go into it knowing that. Having a boundary for yourself that I'm going to do this, no matter what, because it's the best thing for me. And then also know that people are going to say, oh, come on. Yeah. Come on, have a piece of cake. Come on, have a drink. Come on.
For me, I've never had a really bad relationship with alcohol. I just want a relationship with it. I don't want it in my body. If you do your research, it's not good for you. It's literally toxic to your body. And I just didn't want to do that. But people are like, oh, why do you just have one? And just be comfortable with saying, because I don't want to.
Right.
You don't have to have an excuse. You don't have to give them an elaborate backstory. You don't have to say anything. You just saying because I said no is a good enough answer.
Right. Yeah, we don't have to explain ourselves.
No, I don't owe anybody an explanation.
That's a pretty freeing thing as an adult.
Yeah.
To understand that you can make the best choice for yourself and nobody else has to understand it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to explain it to anybody. You can if you want.
Yeah, you can.
But you don't have to.
But don't feel like you need to justify it.
Right.
I mean, we're all adults. I can make my own decision to drink or not to drink, to smoke or not to smoke, to work out or not. Yeah, I'm the one who has to deal with my decision when I go home and go to sleep, and I don't want to.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes, there is a dog right over here, and
he has a puppy dog eyes, and he's not a puppy, but he's got those puppy dog eyes. Little baby.
Yes, we're developing navigating a relationship with him right now. So Lucas, lay down.
You gotta lay down.
He says I have boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm standing up.
Yeah. So. Yeah. He doesn't like it.
No, he does.
But
okay.
Anywho, let's see. Navigating
relationships. How about when we decide that a relationship isn't a relationship that we want to be in anymore. And that's a part of navigating relationships. It's part of learning how to love ourselves well. And it's also one of those things where when we decide that a relationship is going to end, or that, that we do that based on what's best for ourselves without needing confirmation or validation or whatever from anybody else, that or starting a new relationship with someone is kind of that same thing, And
I really think with any relationship where we really need to, this takes time and practice to learn, but listen to your gut. It's never wrong. And so when you're like going to meet new people, or if you're feeling like this relationship isn't good for me, friendship, love relationship, or otherwise, it's probably not.
Right.
Because there's a reason you're having this feeling. So you just need to acknowledge it and then navigate how you're going to make that true for your life, or how you're going to make it happen for you.
And the sooner, the better, probably. Yeah. Especially when you're like maybe in the dating world, and you're the first time you get that feeling, that inclination that this isn't right, or this isn't for me. A lot of times we don't end those relationships probably when we need to, because again, we're worried about hurting the other person. But really,
the better.
What we need to do is learn how to take care of ourselves. And sometimes relationships get prolonged longer than they should be because of that.
Yeah.
So
because you don't listen to your gut, and then two, like you said, you're worried about hurting other people's feelings. But it's just the sooner the better, and then everybody will get over it and move on.
Right.
And the faster you do that, the faster everybody can get over it and move on. Like, it's just not worth it to stay in a relationship or a friendship, especially if it's bad for you. It's not worth it to stay in that.
Right.
So,
I have no idea if we can pause this so that I
need
can
to
take care of him. I really have no idea. We're going to try.
We might have to
pause.
Have a 20-minute.
We're going to see what's going to happen here. How do you think we pause? We're not sure how we pause.
What if you just hit stop and then wonder if we can hit play?
And we are back. So we had to take a break here for a moment.
Yes, welcome back.
And
just things happen.
Yeah. So navigating relationships is what we are talking about. And I guess one of the one that, I really been working on really the most last year was really the relationship with myself.
Yeah.
And like I said, learning to be truer to myself, but also learning more about the things that I like to do, the things that I want to do, what some of my wants and needs are. And some people might hear that and think, gosh, you are just like being really selfish. But there is a difference between being selfish and loving yourself.
Yeah.
I think there's a quote, something I'm not going to be able to even think about what it is. And that, I don't know, that has been, an important one for me.
I think if you're working on a relationship with yourself, and now is a good time, and we both have started this and working on this, is do a calendar audit of last year and listen to Rachel Hollis. She has a podcast about it. Search it, Google it, credit to her, blah, 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 the whole thing. And you just go by month, look at your calendar, digital, written, your photos. I even went to the archive on my Instagram reels or my Instagram stories so I could see day by day what I was doing. And then you catalog what you did, good, bad, did something for yourself, you were with family, blah, blah, blah. And just, how does it make you feel? Sit with it. How does it make you feel? What is something that when you looked back on it, you were like,
Right.
Not
what
again.
was a waste of time? What was something that brought like negative vibes, or what were the things that brought you joy?
Yeah, the joy.
And the self-care things that you did for self-care. Because you can really see also how your life can be out of balance in some ways if you're not doing things for self-care. Yeah. But
I enjoyed the first couple months because it was a good reminder about, like, because there was a lot of me working out on there. And I'm like, yes, I loved that.
Yeah,
that
makes me feel good when I do that.
Yeah.
I need to do more of that this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or we, just family time. I went hiking with my dad. And it was just good. It's a good reminder because you can look at the things that do make you feel yucky and you don't want to do that again. And you're not going to waste your time on it. And then there's other stuff that I'm going to prioritize and make sure that I'm doing that. And you go month by month, day by day, literally day by day.
Yeah.
So it's that's really good if you're looking for something to direct you a little bit. Just sit with whatever. It's not something you need to work on or change right away, but just sit with it. Sit with how whatever you come across it makes you feel.
And it is, a lot of it is, it does bring you joy to look back and you think, oh, that,
Yeah.
I was just thinking when you were talking about that working out thing, one thing too that, sometimes like on my Facebook, the memories will pop up from years ago, and they'll pop up for me back when I was training for like my half marathons.
Yeah.
Stuff. And it just remind, I can do that. I can do hard things.
Yeah.
And I love how that makes me feel when I do that. And last year I did a couple painting classes.
Yeah.
And so I came, to those in my year audit, which I'm not completely done with yet. I'm about halfway through the year, but those are good memories. And I liked doing those painting classes. It was something that I think I'm a great painter? No, but look, over there is one. I got one right over there. And, I did a pretty good job. And I could lose myself in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed that. And so I'd like to do, more of that.
Yeah. For me, it helped me acknowledge, like, for me working out, because this is probably on all of ours, like, working out's always on my to-do or get better at. And it was a really good, like, acknowledgement. Like, okay, you've been writing this down for a while. You probably can move on to something else. Like, look, really do work out. You stay healthy. It's not something that you need to be so hyper-focused on.
Right.
So it was
add something new. New that you want to tackle or, whatever. Yeah. And also, as far as like developing those habits or those changes in your life is, and this happens to be a Rachel House thing too, that she has this Start Today journal, but you write down, there's like 10 things that you write down that you want to bring into fruition in your life.
Yeah.
And you write them down every day, first it starts out with 5 things you're grateful for. And I, try to think of 5 different kinds of things.
Oh yeah. It's never the same thing.
Yeah. And then, writing down those 10 things day after day after day. And the more that you do that, the more your brain starts.
Yeah.
And you start to try to bring those things to life in your life, if that makes any sense.
She did something in her podcast the other day that was about manifesting. Like, people are like, oh, this year I'm going to start manifesting. And her thing was, if you say or think, oh, I'm going to start manifesting, you're already manifesting. Whatever you're putting out there in the universe, conscious about it or not, you're manifesting something in your life. Mm-hmm. So writing those down every single day is a really good way. Yeah, it's a really good way to help make dreams come true.
Yeah. I was talking, and he's crying again. So if you guys hear crying, he's really obsessed that there's something somewhere that he needs, but he doesn't know what it is. So we're like totally spoiled right now.
Oh my God.
He is crazy. But we were talking about how, and I don't know the technical scientific terms for this. Okay, that the dog is now climbing under our legs. So only on our podcast. Okay. But when we talk to ourselves, whether in a positive or negative way, our body and the way our brain takes it in and our mind,
he can be in it. He can be in it.
That's Lucas. Our brain doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
And so if we if we talk negative to ourselves, or we talk that something bad is going to happen or whatever, that kind of a thing, our brain doesn't know the difference of whether or not that's real or it's right or wrong. And so, we were just, talking about flipping those negative things over to positive things.
Yeah.
And starting to, talk to yourself in a positive manner. I listen to a lot of positive affirmations. That's one way that I work on navigating my relationship with myself, and, just repeating those, and you start to believe it.
Yeah.
And know that it can be true.
Yeah.
And we've been at work this year, the group that I work with right in my office, when we hear each other say something negative, like sometimes, you say, oh my gosh, that was so dumb, or I'm so stupid, or I'm never going to be able to figure this out.
Yeah.
We are trying to catch each other.
Yeah.
And then we make that person flip that positive, and then we all go around.
I love that. So, I've been doing that in my, my friend group. I just start calling people out. No, stop saying that.
That's not true.
Or don't say it like that.
Yeah.
Like,
right. I might not know how to do this right now, but I'm going to figure it out.
And I think it's for all of us to have friends that do that for you, or, or coworkers, like, because we, for so long, it's just been, I feel like, we've been quiet about that part, and your brain is used to that, and it's never gonna, if you don't acknowledge it, or if, and it's when somebody else points it out, it's like a lot, like,
right, yeah, okay. It makes it, because sometimes we don't even know we're saying it to ourselves.
Yeah, and then
you just don't.
Your brain's so used to the negative self-talk that it doesn't even acknowledge it as negative anymore. It's just,
but your brain doesn't know the difference. So your brain says, "Okay, well then you must be, whatever."
Yeah, and in that book, it was talking about, because habits, like the neural pathways in our brain wants easy, so it's going to keep doing that, and they call them, like, it's basically a trench after a while. It's a trench way down here.
Right.
So you gotta, and then one of them was like, visualize yourself making new pathways. You don't have to get deep into that if you're not into that, like, but just even acknowledging once in a while, oh, I have to create a whole new neurological pathway in my brain for this. It's gonna be hard.
Right.
So it's gonna be complicated because you're way down in the trenches. You've been there. Your brain likes it there. It's easy. It's already mapped out. It doesn't want to go any other
But
way.
even like that, navigating a relationship with food, if you start thinking of food, healthy food, in a more positive way, of saying, I am loving fruits. I am loving eating all different color vegetables.
Yeah.
I am, I am eating healthy. I am eating salads and I am loving them.
Yeah.
It's,
or I get to try something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get to try something new. And the more, because we have a choice.
Yeah.
We can speak positive about it, or think positive about it, or we can think and talk negative about it.
Yeah.
And we're going to believe whatever it is.
Yep.
And so if we can start talking more positive about the foods, then, then our body is, and our mind is going to start believing it.
Yeah.
And we'll start looking for colorful foods to eat. And so that kind of thing. And that's something that you could write, like in your, you don't have to have a start today journal. You could just, get a notebook and write 10 things. I am loving healthy foods is one of those things that you write in there every day.
And the power of writing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have our phones. Yeah. The Notes app is okay, which would be better than nothing. Right. But get a notebook from the dollar store, or one that you probably have laying around, because the connection between writing to your brain is so powerful.
It is. There's something magic that happens when you put pen or pencil to paper.
Yeah. I love writing, which you write too.
Yeah.
And my grandma writes.
Yeah.
So it's, writing is just.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like people, the self-talk in your brain about, like, I always think about like morning routines, or people are like, oh, I'm not a morning person.
No.
Yeah, well, you're not.
Sure. You're not, because you're saying you're.
Yeah. And I don't have a morning routine. Yeah, you do. Whatever you do every morning, which is usually the same thing, sleep in, hit the alarm.
That is your routine.
Scroll as soon as you get up. That is your routine.
That is your routine.
So
you can do a routine.
Yeah.
You just could do a different one.
Yep.
Too, if you wanted to. But yeah. Because that's a really good example of how we. Yeah.
I want to be a morning person, or I get to be a morning person.
I get to be a morning person. And I love when the alarm goes off.
Yeah. Actually, have been waking up before the alarm, but when it's like right before. So it's not like one of those mornings where you wake up and it's 10, 20, or even like an hour before. And you're like, oh, mother.
Yeah.
Dang it. But I also use the sleep thing on our phones. Phones can be good for you or bad for you, but iPhone has like a bedtime thing. So it'll chime to me 20 minutes before bedtime. And then
mine goes gray.
Yeah.
Gray and white or whatever.
Yeah.
Black and white. My phone goes black and white. So, which is really funny because I was working on that audit, going through my year audit on my photos. And it was funny because I was like right in the middle of that when all of a sudden it grayed out. And I thought, well, I'm not even going to finish this tonight because
photos are great.
Photos are great. Yeah. It's not fun.
Yeah.
But it also is you that,
right.
It's you too. Okay. It's time for the phone to go to bed. And
your alarm. Do not make it, because mine used to be so annoying, but now it's the birds chirping. And I love, especially this time of year, it's like.
That's probably good. Or did I talk about it in one episode about making it your own voice too? If you.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Saying something to yourself. But yes, find something that, and some people, there's those light alarms that.
I want one of those.
Yeah, the
wake up by the light. Which all of us Northerners need a sun lamp.
We need a happy light
because
at work, we're getting happy lights at work.
You are
not every person, but we're gonna get some that we could share.
Yeah,
try.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, happy lights and because treadmills that you can just fold up and move it to the next.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Yeah,
because we do. This brings me to like a relationship. What was this? Navigating with relationships. Your relationship to your environment.
Oh, yeah.
And where you live, not just your house, but like we live in northern Michigan and we need to acknowledge that there's no sun here for a very long time. So we need to do things, not only just take our vitamin D, but like there's some days there is no sun. So we do need to do things to help us, because no matter what, no matter how much, even though we have good routines or we exercise, we're still not getting that. So like, thankfully with like people's beautiful brains, they came up with those sun lamps. So we do, we need to, you got to do some things that help you. And if you're not taking your vitamin D, shame on you.
You got to love yourself enough to get yourself a happy light.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Those kinds of things. But yes, that navigating relationships, like, it's amazing how different places we can go with that. But navigating relationship with your bedtime routine.
Yep.
So that becomes a more positive thing, because people would be like, I hate going to bed or just whatever.
I never get enough sleep. Yeah, I stay up too late.
And again, you have a nighttime routine. It may be that you're watching TV too late, or you're scrolling yourself to sleep. Or whatever. Yeah. And so just, changing that.
Mine navigating relationships because my phone. I've been making sure my phone has been in a different room.
Okay, yeah.
Or even like my desk is facing one way and then my phone is on the coffee table in the living room behind me. So
giving yourself some space. From that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remind myself, because maybe not you, but we are all addicted to our phones. That's just, unfortunately, because the way it is. Yeah. But I remind myself, okay, you have your ringer on. If it goes off, you can go look at it.
Right.
Somebody will text you or somebody's calling, but I don't need it for anything else.
Because there are a lot of people, and myself sometimes included, that we don't have a healthy relationship with our telephone.
Yeah.
I did recently. I've been working through my notifications again and turned a bunch of them off.
Oh, good.
Sometimes I don't know. It's
just apps
to get turned get turned on or whatever. And also with my watch, because that notifications too. So I turn them off so that this isn't buzzing like all the time too. And I do have this here. If I think I need to, I can, check it.
Yeah. Yeah. But with anything with navigating relationships, if you're thinking about it, my relationship with food, my phone, my friend, my husband, at first you just need to start acknowledging it for a few days, weeks, days a week or whatever.
Noticing it.
Just start noticing, what am I doing? What is this person doing? What happens when such and such happens? Like, what's the reaction? Just so you don't have to change anything. but just starting to acknowledge what's happening.
Notice, watch.
Because we're so
be mindful
unconscious.
And then you can try to think, okay, what could I change?
Yeah. Or what do I want it to be better?
What's one thing? Because just do one thing. And then when you do, when you get that one thing, then you can do, another thing. But don't try to fix it all at once.
Yeah.
With every relationship that you have with everything.
No.
But, just one thing. And get that down.
1% better is, it turns out at the end of the year to be way
better.
Way more than 1%.
Right.
And so
if you only if you change one thing a month, pick one thing.
Yeah.
And you'll change that for 1 month. By the end of the year, you'll have changed 12 things.
Yeah.
It's just always comes down to the action.
Yes.
The action.
Yeah. Was it?
We will have healthier relationships.
Donald said
action.
Oh, I'm not going to remember it. Never mind. Maybe I'll put it in the quotes. I wrote it down this morning too. I've been writing it down for the last couple months, like action, or past couple days, like, I don't know, something about excellence then is an action. So like, if you want to be good at something, you have to
take some kind of action.
Yeah.
Because you can think about it all day long.
Yeah. Think about it, not do anything.
Right.
I think a lot of us, and I feel this shift in the universe and the world, that we're all kind of becoming a little more conscious.
Right.
Because and I'm loving that, especially for women.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because we just need to be more, that's how we all got stuck in these ruts, or in these bad relationships, or in this dead-end job, because we're unconscious beings, because that's the way our bodies are wired to just, and just starting to notice, be more aware in your life. And
we have one life.
Yeah. And you don't want to, I always say being a hospice nurse has always been the best and worst thing for me, because you only live one life, and I don't want to regret it. So sometimes I do make like emotional decisions, because I'm like, what if I get to my deathbed and I wish I did that? Like, I don't want that. So, you only have one life.
Yep. So I have one life. So let's navigate our relationships with all kinds of things in a new and different way.
Yep.
All right. Well,
love, live, and let live.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And so our next episode is going to be again on the Let Them theory.
Yeah, it'll be the
second half of the book that we read. And then next month, you're reading another book. So we're going to...
Yeah, if you want to join us.
Yeah, if you want to join, either get either of those books. The Let Them theory, I'm sure sooner or later it'll be at your library too. But the Let Them theory, and then...
this month,
Hollis's,
shoot, what's the title?
What if you are the answer?
Yeah, what if you were the answer? I think yes. She's also, this book is also on the New York Times bestselling list. Mm-hmm. So if you want to join us, let us know, comment. We can just start a little chat about it, because I'm super excited to start the book. Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Me too. So all right. Well, thank you for joining us here at Anything Bagel.
Yep.
And
we'll see you
again
next time.
And like I said, if you have a topic you would like to have discussed on here, put it in the comments below, and we will throw it in the hat.
Yep. Like, comment, share.
All right. Okay. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yep. Subscribe.
Okay. Yep. All right. Have a great night.
Yep.
It's night here.
See you later.
Bye.